Well, Bafana and Nigeria lock horns a little later in a do-or-die Afcon qualifier for the Eagles. A win will see Stephen Keshi's men in next year's Afcon showpiece, whereas a loss will see them knocked out. Well, joining us in the studio is football analyst Abiye Opuamah to discuss the Super Eagles' chances. Abiye, thank you for joining us. Now, you live in South Africa. You understand the mindset of South Africans.
Yes.
How badly would the Bafana like to put the proverbial nail in the coffin and stick it to the Super Eagles?
I think they'd love to. I mean, the talk before the game itself is that it's just any other game. They've not made it far more important than it's supposed to be. But at the back of their minds, I know that Bafana would want to, beat Nigeria in Nigeria, something they've never done, since they were introduced or since they came back into the international fold. I think that Shakes is a professional, as his players, and if anything, I doubt that they'll be going to Nigeria to throw the kitchen sink at the Super Eagles. But there's no doubt in my mind that they will want to come away with a 100% away record.
All right. Now, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Stephen Keshi. Now, I love me some Stephen Keshi. Now, he brought the Afcon to Nigeria, the Afcon Cup, and, of course, he took the Eagles to the World Cup. What's his future looking like, win or lose?
It's hard to say. In Africa, I mean, coaches leave on a day-by-day basis, so to speak. Just a few months ago, he was sacked as the coach of the Super Eagles, and then a week or so later, he was reinstated as coach again. I mean, prior to that, right after the World Cup, he had also resigned as the coach of the national team, and then was asked to take up the role again. So it's an ephemeral thing to be a coach, so to speak, in Africa. You can never really say he could win this match and still be fired as coach of the Super Eagles, or Nigeria might just decide to go with the continuity factor and keep him there.
All right, let me put your head on the chopping block a little bit. It's a crucial game. Bafana haven't beaten the Super Eagles in 10 years.
That's right.
Who's your money on?
Because it means a lot to Nigeria now. Remember, they're on the same points as Congo is. So Nigeria needs to win and make sure that Congo loses. And it's not just winning, they need to win by a margin as well, so that Congo doesn't win as much, and then they can qualify. They can also qualify if they don't win, but that's a big if. So I'd expect that Nigeria will go all out for it. And if you ask my opinion, I'd say it's going to be a 2-1 win for the Super Eagles.
All right. Now, Bafana, you have to admit they have, picked up their pace. They have a little pep to their step. It's not the same old Bafana
True.
we used to hear about a year ago.
True.
Shakes has done a good job.
Absolutely, no doubts about it. I think what might be the worrying thing for Bafana today will be the fact that they've lost a number of key players, particularly Serrero, who I thought was just phenomenal in the last game. I thought he basically pulled the strings in the middle. Unfortunately, he's been injured right after the game. Right after the last game, he got injured, and I doubt that he'll be playing today. That's not to say that whoever replaces him is not going to do a good job, but I think that might just be, too much for Bafana, not having Serrero on the team.
Okay, now we can't have this discussion without talking about the NFF. I mean, that's an organization that's been characterized by years of ineptitude and disorganization. What factor have they played, if at all, in the Super Eagles campaign for the Afcon?
I think you could look at it at a certain level and say it's been disastrous for the NFF in general. Having a national team coach who had been doing his job for a number of months and not being paid, and the infightings in the house could probably have affected the team. But the thing with players is that once they get onto the pitch, all they want to do is play football. So I doubt that on the pitch that it affects the players, so to speak, in terms of their performance. Where it will probably affect them is right after the pitch. I'm talking about things like bonuses and things like flight tickets for them to arrive from Europe back to the country. So it's been messy, to be honest. I mean, and there's absolutely no way you can put it other than to say that it's been incredibly messy for the NFF.
Okay, as always, Abiye Opuamah, thank you for your insight and analysis.
Thank you so much.
Great.